Warning, what you're about to witness will change how you view basketball greatness forever. In an era where superstars are manufactured overnight through hype and social media, I present to you Jayson Tatum, the cold-blooded assassin from St. Louis, who's been carrying the hopes of an entire franchise on his shoulders since he was legally too young to drink. While other players were chasing viral moments, this man was quietly building a legacy that would make Celtics legends like Larry Bird and Paul Pierce stand up and applaud. Picture this, a determined young kid from the mean streets of St. Louis, Missouri, where basketball isn't just a sport, it's a survival mechanism, a ticket to a better life, a sacred promise to a single mother who worked multiple jobs just to keep the lights on. Jayson's childhood wasn't filled with fancy trainers or private coaches. It was filled with sacrifice, struggle, and a burning desire to prove that greatness can emerge from anywhere. His mother, Brandy Cole, became his first coach, his biggest critic, and his ultimate inspiration, working tirelessly to ensure her son had opportunities she never did. The basketball courts of St. Louis became his sanctuary, where he'd spend hours perfecting his craft while other kids were out causing trouble. The transformation began in high school at Chaminade College Preparatory School, where he went from a promising prospect to a national phenomenon virtually overnight. McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic MVP, Gatorade Player of the Year, the accolades poured in like rain, but Tatum remained grounded, focused on the bigger picture. When he committed to Duke University, the basketball world collectively held its breath, recognizing they were witnessing the emergence of basketball's next great alpha. His lone college season was a masterclass in dominance, ACC Freshman of the Year, first-team All-ACC selection, and performances that had NBA executives scrambling to tank their seasons for a chance to draft him. The 2017 NBA Draft wasn't just an event. It was the beginning of a new era for the Boston Celtics, who selected Tatum with the third overall pick, unaware they had just secured the franchise's next great legend. When Jayson Tatum exploded onto the NBA scene, he didn't just meet expectations. He shattered them into a million pieces with the force of one of his thunderous dunks. The rookie season became an instant classic, with Tatum breaking Celtics records that had stood for decades and establishing himself as the team's clutch performer from day one. Remember that iconic 2018 playoff run that had the entire basketball world buzzing? While veterans were crumbling under pressure, this 19-year-old rookie was putting up numbers that placed him in the same conversation as legends like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. The defining moment came in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Cleveland, when Tatum threw down that earth-shattering dunk over LeBron James that nearly brought TD Garden down to its foundations. That wasn't just a basketball play, that was a declaration of war, a statement that the new generation had arrived and they weren't asking for permission to take the throne. But the real metamorphosis occurred during the 2020 NBA bubble, where Tatum transformed from star to superstar before our very eyes. Carrying the Celtics through grueling playoff battles, dropping 50-point games like they were routine, and displaying a maturity that belied his young age, Tatum announced to the world that he wasn't just the future of the Celtics. He was the present and the future of the entire league. The improvements came at a staggering pace. His handle became tighter than a drum, his playmaking vision expanded to genius levels, his defensive intensity reached elite status, and his leadership qualities blossomed under the bright lights of Boston's championship expectations. Yet through all the individual accolades and breathtaking performances, one crucial element remained missing from his resume, that elusive championship ring that would cement his legacy among Celtics greats. The Celtics kept knocking on the door, the 2022 NBA Finals appearance, multiple Eastern Conference Finals runs, but that final step to glory remained just out of reach. The critics grew louder, the doubts multiplied, but Tatum used every ounce of negativity as rocket fuel, returning each season with new weapons in his arsenal, determined to silence the haters and deliver banner 18 to the most passionate fanbase in basketball. Right now, the basketball universe is holding its collective breath as Jayson Tatum faces the greatest challenge of his career, a devastating Achilles tendon injury that has cast a shadow over what should be the prime years of his basketball journey. The man is trending across social media platforms, but for all the wrong reasons, with fans and analysts alike praying for the successful recovery of one of the game's brightest stars. We're talking about the worst-case scenario timing, just as Tatum was reaching the absolute peak of his powers, coming off what might have been his most dominant season yet. Basketball fate dealt him the cruelest possible hand. The latest updates from Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla paint a picture of cautious optimism mixed with harsh reality. This isn't your typical 6-8-week recovery. We're potentially looking at Tatum missing the majority, if not the entirety, of the 2025-26 NBA season. That's 82 regular season games without the heart, soul, and engine of the Boston Celtics. That's an entire year of his athletic prime potentially lost to rehabilitation and recovery. But here's what separates champions from mere superstars. Tatum has been overcoming adversity since he first picked up a basketball, and this challenge, while monumental, is just another obstacle in his path to immortality. The recovery process is already underway, and if we know anything about JT's legendary work ethic, he's attacking his rehabilitation with the same ferocity and dedication he brings to game-winning possessions in the playoffs. Across the league, fellow NBA stars like Kevin Durant, who knows a thing or two about returning from catastrophic injuries, have reached out, offering support, sharing wisdom, and providing guidance based on their own experiences with major rehabilitation. What's truly inspiring is Tatum's mindset throughout this ordeal. No public complaints, no self-pity parties, just quiet, determined focus on the monumental task ahead. The Celtics organization has rallied around their franchise cornerstone, understanding that sometimes short-term sacrifices lead to long-term dynasty building. This injury, while heartbreaking in its timing, isn't the final chapter in the Jayson Tatum story. It's merely an intermission in what promises to be an epic tale of resilience, determination, and ultimate triumph. So where does Jayson Tatum's journey lead from this crossroads of adversity and opportunity? The path forward, while uncertain, is filled with potential for one of the greatest comeback stories in sports history. At just 26 years old, Tatum has already compiled a resume that most players spend entire careers chasing: multiple All-Star appearances, All-NBA team selections, scoring titles, playoff heroics, and that long-awaited championship ring that finally silenced the critics who claimed he couldn't win the big one. But the true measure of his legacy, it's still being written with every moment of struggle, every hour of rehabilitation, every ounce of determination he brings to his recovery. The Achilles injury represents the ultimate test of his character, mental fortitude, and unwavering commitment to greatness. His story teaches us the most profound lesson about success and resilience. True greatness isn't defined by how high you soar during moments of triumph, but by how you respond when life knocks you down to your lowest point. From that ambitious kid in St. Louis dreaming of NBA stardom against all odds to the face of the Boston Celtics franchise, confronting his most daunting challenge yet. Every experience, every setback, every victory has prepared him for this exact moment in time. So I challenge you to look inward and ask yourself, what's your version of an Achilles injury? What's that obstacle in your life that seems insurmountable? What's that dream that feels like it's slipping away due to circumstances beyond your control? Take inspiration from Tatum's journey, embrace the struggle, trust the process of growth, and understand that your greatest comeback awaits on the other side of your most significant challenges. Your current adversity isn't the conclusion of your story, it's the catalyst for your most incredible chapter yet. Drop a comment below and share what mountain you're currently climbing. And if you believe that real champions are forged in the fires of adversity and emerge stronger than ever, then do me a solid. Smash that like button, subscribe for more powerful stories of resilience and redemption, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we chronicle another warrior's journey from setback to spectacular comeback. Your legacy of overcoming awaits. Now go write your comeback story.